6:50 is the time this Monday. Back here with some breaking updates overnight. The scene is clear now early this morning after a deadly house fire overnight in Pittsford.
The fire on Kellingham Road is where we find Aran Spitzer live in the neighborhood this morning, sharing what we know so far from first responders. Aran.
Yeah, guys, Kellingham Road has been open since just before 1 a.m. Now we get a bit of more of a glimpse into what we're seeing here in terms of damage. A couple of windows are boarded up, and it seems that so is the front door, and there's still that smell of smoke in the air here. Now, here's what we can tell you. This call came in at around 8:30 p.m. last night. Additional crews responded to the scene after they declared it a second alarm fire. Neighbors made the call, saying 2 people inside were trapped. Those 2 victims have died. The identities of the victims have not yet been released. The chief told News 8 no one else was inside at the time.
So upon the heavy involvement and the reported people trapped, we automatically declared a second alarm. It brought additional units to the scene. Right now, total firefighters, we had about 75 firefighters on scene.
It has not yet been confirmed if the victims lived here. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies were on scene, and this fire and those deaths very much still under investigation. For now, reporting Aran Spitzer, News 8.
Aran, thank you, covering the scene there on Kellingham Road. As soon as we hear more about these 2 victims today, the rest of this week, we'll share that with you online at rochesterfirst.com. In more headlines happening today in court, a man will receive his sentence after a crash a year ago in Walworth killed a retired Monroe County Sheriff's deputy and injured 3 others. Evan Haggett initially pled not guilty to 4 traffic violations, 2 counts of failing to yield, improper restraint of someone 7 to 15, and driving without a license. January 2nd, 2024, prosecutors say Haggett ran through a stop sign at 441 and Canandaigua Road, crashing into another vehicle and killing 62-year-old Tommy Doherty. The sentencing is scheduled for 9.
In a follow-up, the father of Robert Brooks says that his son was robbed of a second chance at life when he was brutally beaten at Marcy Correctional Facility last month. Graphic video of that incident prompted outrage, both here at home and all over the nation. The officers involved have since been suspended without pay or have resigned, and a criminal investigation is ongoing. A civil lawsuit further filed. Robert Ricks says that his family's fight for justice goes beyond holding those who caused his son's death accountable. Ricks also wants to turn his heartbreak into hope for other families.
Mostly I hear him because him and I talked a lot, especially when he was locked up. He was ready. He was gearing up to come out. He was gearing up to really do some things. And nobody could have told me that. Nobody could have told me that they were literally beating people to death in prison.
Coming up tonight on News 8, Teresa Marsenberg will share her conversation with Robert Ricks, how he and others plan to elevate the voices of families whose loved ones are suffering abuse behind bars in New York State. Also in tonight's coverage, Ricks calling his 43-year-old son's death divine intervention with a message to share from other fathers.
At 6:53, let's go inside the huddle. It's another year, another loss in the playoffs to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the Bills' 4th time now losing to Kansas City in the postseason in the last 5 years, and Sunday night, not a pretty performance. As we know, the Bills looked overwhelmed and fairly unprepared pretty much from the start.
Going to the start of this game in the first half, a little uninspiring there as they got behind. They were able to find themselves just down by 5 after this clutch touchdown to Mac Hollins. Incredible grab there. In the second half, Bills down by 5 at this point. 4th and goal. James Cook comes in, reaches into the end zone to give Buffalo the lead. Final drive of the game for the Bills. 4th and 5 under 2 minutes. Josh Allen scrambles, heaves it somehow like a hero. Gives Dalton Kincaid a shot, but he drops it, and that loses them the opportunity to tie the game, force overtime, or maybe go on to get the win. Meanwhile, the Eagles had a much better time. In the NFC, Philly hosting the Commanders Sunday afternoon. Eagles' first play from scrimmage. Saquon Barkley rips this one 60 yards for the touchdown. He had 118 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns for the day. His quarterback, Jalen Hurts, threw for nearly 250, got a touchdown himself. The defense for Philly forced 3 fumbles and came away with an interception in the 4th, putting up 28 points off turnovers. They beat Washington 55-23. They're on to New Orleans, their 2nd Super Bowl appearance in 3 years. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 57 coming up in just about 2 weeks. And Kansas City did win that one. Your sunrise traffic before we go, 5 minutes until 7. Things picking up there from our Greater Rock Sky. I-490 passing by the ballpark. All clear, though. No accidents on our map there. Henrietta 390 is looking good, and Green moving along at speed. 590 southbound as well. James has a little peek of the sunrise here from Wayne County. It'll be a windy day shaping up later on.
Most definitely.
Wind and nice to see the clear skies to start off this morning. Gorgeous sunrise for you on this Monday. Have the sunglasses handy. I think most of the day actually is sunny, which is nice to see. Temperatures right now 22 Livonia, 22 Canisius, 23 in Honey Eye Falls. This is warmer than we normally would be for a late January day. There's those squiggles. That means we've got strong winds throughout this afternoon, maybe potentially damaging wind gusts with the high wind warning in effect for Rochester and then areas west of here. So watch out for that. Snow comes with it as well. Tomorrow morning we get a fresh inch of snow and then another round of flakes Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. A couple more inches on the ground. So we kind of replenish the snowpack that we've gotten rid of the past couple of days.
Boy, this January, it's been something. Cold,
get rid
the snow
of it.
there. Yeah, just about February here. That does it for us. We'll see you back here in 30.
Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.